A few days ago, a fast rising star on DistroWatch, Arch-based Garuda Linux, released Spotted Eagle. One of their flavors, namely Gnome, specifically mentions support for Optimus laptops with prime render offloading, which I'm interested in because I have one of those. Also, Garuda promises an easier entry to a fully configured and themed Arch system that is close to vanilla. We're going to look at it now. Garuda runs the Zen kernel by default, and installation on bare hardware is recommended for best results. This video is to showcase some of Garuda, so I've prepared a VM for this purpose. Let's power it on. And it's coming up. So, we can boot with open source drivers or proprietary drivers, since this is a KVM. Let's boot with open source drivers. So we got a welcome. The system is coming up. And it's using the Manjaro hardware detection, or MHWD. It's detecting that it's a QEMU VM and enabling the Spice Guests agent daemon. Very nice. And here's our GNOME 40 desktop. Spotted Eagle. We'll look at these later, but let's dive right into the installation. We've got American English. Next. Los Angeles, Pacific Time Zone. Next. The US keyboard is fine. So let's erase the disk. So you've got a choice of swap with Hibernate or no swap. But as you can see, that enabling swap makes no difference. So we can do manual partitioning and work with swap and hibernation, but it looks like hibernation is not possible here. So my name is Steven. Let's name this computer Garuda 1 and give myself a password rather. Yeah, that's a blemish. No hibernation. Let's review what it's going to do. So BTRFS on the root partition, EFI partition. And basically that's it. So let's install now. So it's creating the partitions. And it's unpacking the image and installing the packages. Miscellaneous post-install configurations. And it's done. So let's go ahead and restart now. And click done. And that restarts the system. Cool. So we have advanced options for Garuda. So we have Linux Zen and the fallback. So let's boot to Garuda. Very nice Plymouth boot screen. And there's our GDM. And let's select the GNOME 40 session and log in. There it is. There's GNOME 40. So let's go ahead and click on the Setup Assistant. Let's launch it. Very nice. Let's do an update. It's refreshing the mirror list. And we've got a whole bunch of updates to install, so let's proceed by hitting enter. And it's doing the upgrading. It's updating the mlocate index, very nice. And the system is updated. It is done, so we'll hit enter to continue. Let's start the post installation wizard. No, we don't need additional Asian fonts. Printer scanner in Samba? No, not today. Sure, additional Garuda wallpapers, we'll click yes. Additional Gnome applications, we'll click yes. Yeah, GNOME firmware updater, why not? Let's select that. Got app image launcher, PAMAC from Manjaro. Yeah, let's install that. Octopi, Bow, Discover, GNOME software, and Apper. It's a package manager. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need the LTS kernel as a failsafe option, but they do have the TKG and the Calcul and Hardened as well. Very nice. We'll go with LibreOffice Fresh as the Office suite, but the others are very good too. You might want to check them out. Let's click OK. Then we have some extra browsers to install. So we've got LibreWolf, Firefox, Chromium, sure. Tor browser, very nice. And Brave, one of my favorite browsers. They've got Falcon and SeaMonkey. Let's click OK. Email clients, Thunderbird, that's an easy choice for me. That's the one I use. But they've got Evolution, Mailspring, Claws, and SeaMonkey as well. If you want communication software, they have a whole bunch of them. Telegram, Signal, Zoom, Skype, Teams, Slack, Mumble, and Twitch. Very nice choice there. We don't need any today. Communication software. Extreme, FDM, Deluge, that's a BitTorrent client. Very nice. Remina for remote desktop, good as and file system. FileZilla rather, also good. Click OK. Audio software. Livia Audacious. I've got Lollipop, Audacity, if you trust them still. Ardour, which is a great audio workstation. And a bunch of other DAWs and other programs, packages. Let's click OK. Video software. We've got SM Player, Kden Live. I'll select that. OBS Studio. SM Player. VLC. Okay. Graphics software. Usual suspects, including GIMP. Let's see, what else do we need? Inkscape is good. Yeah. Oh, we've got a blank selection there. Another blemish. Multimedia software. Shortwave. Handbrake. Kodi. Include Kodi, very nice. Brasero, should we want to burn coasters. Extra games. Xonotic. I'm always an FPS fan, so let's install Xonotic. Development software. Got the usual suspects here. Visual Studio Code, for example. GitKraken. GitHub Desktop, nice. Atom. PyCharm, very nice for Python and other development. Cockpit, that's not development so much as it is a remote web-based system manager. Podman as well. Fruit Manager, that's what I typically use. Cool. Other software, anything here? Nothing much here. Kalki's nice, but we'll keep this uncluttered for this video. So it launches another Alacrity terminal, and let me enter my password. Let's install all those packages that we selected just now. So I'll proceed with the installation by typing enter. And let it do its thing. And now it's installing the packages it just downloaded. It's backing up the modules, installing the updated module dependencies. Very nice. All right, let's enter our password. And cool. Let's remove the setup assistant since that's a one-time deal. So let's hit apply. It's asking for the password again, which I'm going to enter. And there it is. So we've got the Garuda welcome screen. Spotted Eagle, which is a rolling release. Let's click on Garuda Assistant. We've got the maintenance tab here. So we can do a system update. Check to make sure we're completely updated. So it launches Alacrity. And it re-rates the repository mirrors. It's making sure that everything's up to date. It's using the chaotic AUR in addition to the usual suspects, core, extra, community, and multilib. So just one additional repository. So the system is updated. So I guess we can close Alacrity. And we just did a mirror list refresh. Refresh key rings, reinstall all packages. That's kind of nice. Remove the database lock in case you have other installers running in the background. We can remove orphans. Let's see if we have any orphans. Orphan packages. Nope, I guess we don't. Or they got removed. This is so fast it didn't show. Okay. So these are the repositories. We got core, extra, community, multilib, and chaotic-AUR. All right. I guess that's the Garuda specific repository. All right, let's see if we can prune packages. Nope, no candidates there. So let's next clear the caches, and the caches have been cleared. System caches for packages. You can also apply new configs or restore default configs if you want to go back to your original configuration. That's nice. There's a BTRFS tab with the timers, trim, balance, defrag, and scrub. Oh, cool. All right, makes it easy for you to work with BTRFS file systems. Under System Components tab, we've got under Audio, we have also support. Pipewire is enabled by default, but not jack or pulse audio. We've got Video GStreamer and Video Group, Network Manager, usual suspects there. Let's turn off Modem Manager service. Well, I try to, because I don't have a modem, but guess that's that easy. Got Bluetooth, Firewall, Universal Firewall, Firewall Daemon, printing and scanning, Samba, file sharing, virtualization. We've got Virt Manager running as we requested. Very nice. Under Settings, we have, I believe, the fish shell running. Let's launch terminal. And yeah, it's Garuda Linux running. Yeah, PS shows fish as the shell. We have ZRAM swap. Again, no physical disk hibernation partition because that's broken. Swap-on-S shows, yeah, ZRAM with a priority 100 and no swap partition. Let's verify by catting the etcfs tab. So we've got the EFI partition, and we have a whole bunch of BTRFS subvolumes at home, at root, at serve, at cache, at log, at temp. All that's set up already. That's very convenient, but no hibernation swap, unfortunately. Again, watch some of my previous videos if you'd like to see how to do that manually to enable hibernation for a laptop. For server is fine. You don't need hibernation, obviously. ZRAM is perfectly fine. You can also enable GDM, I see. So Wayland is not enabled by default here. Let me double check that. Let's open a terminal. Let's do an env and grep to way. Looks like we don't have any Wayland session. Let's see. Verify that we have the X11 session running. And yes, XDG session type is X11. So Wayland is off by default. Interesting. Guess Wayland is still not compatible with everything yet, so they went with a safe option. Cool. That's the Garuda Assistant. Very impressive. Let's go to the Garuda Settings Manager. And this looks like a complete reimagining of, or just a reimagining of Manjaro Settings Manager. Okay, so we know all about Manjaro. Let's click on Garuda Gamer, and wow, we've got Steam. We've got Lutris. We've got Wine and all its related stuff, like Proton. A bunch of tools here, including Twitch and streaming and fan control for heat management. OBS Studio's already installed. I've got a bunch of tools here, all gaming related. Wow, and controller too for, I guess, controller devices. Kind of cool. Under emulators, we've got Anbox, the Android emulator, Dolphin, whole bunch of Game Boy Advance emulators, DOSBox. Yeah, I recognize some of these. Very nice and very comprehensive. So for the Network Assistant, you've got usual suspects. Oh, create Wi-Fi hotspot. Very nice. Geolocation. Yeah. There's our IP address. Traceroute and ping utilities. For Linux drivers, we have, of course, the KVM Red Hat VirtIO network device. For Windows drivers, we don't have any NDIS, but you can install NDIS wrapper if you like, and if you need a Windows-specific hardware support for networking. Garuda boot options. Let's see what's in here. This is just like unpacking birthday gifts here. Boot to Garuda. You can also boot straight to Linux LTS, long-term support. Yeah, you can configure the boot menu here in just about every way possible. If you really want performance like a gaming laptop, you can also turn off the vulnerability mitigations. If you're daring, get that extra boost in performance, you can turn off and on the quiet boot. You can look at the display log. Cool. Partition Manager. Oh, that crashed. Okay, another little blemish there. Could be KVM related, I don't know. But it crashed. Let's try time shift. Yeah, there's nothing behind it. So time shift. BTRFS is the snapshot type. Yep. We're on our root BTRFS partition. The default snapshot levels are good. We'll include the BTRFS queue groups and skip the home subgroup. All good. So you already have, because of our updates, you already have a snapshot existing. Let's create a new one. That happens very quickly in BTRFS. Very nice. Good. Time shift is active. We've got 2 snapshots on there. Very nice. Let's try the system. Oh, the system cleaner also crashed, or apparently crashed. Yeah, there's no pop behind there. Yeah, so no system cleaner for us today. There's quick access. Yeah, so it's offering to install iNotify tools and quick access-git. Yeah, we'll skip that for today. I don't have much to say about that. It's nice to have if you need it. There's the add remove software, which is in our case PAMAC, because that's what we requested. Let's check for updates again. And our system is up to date. Cool, PAMAC's in there. Pretty straightforward. That's our setup assistant again that we don't need anymore, since we just uninstalled it. So let's look at our application grid here. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff we installed. Let's look at the system monitor. Resources. We have 1.2 gigs memory consumed. The ZRAM swap. We've consumed a little bit of that. Yeah, nothing unusual there. Under file system, oh, System, it says there. It should be system with an M, not an N. A little misspelling there. Not a big problem. So we have our VFAT, EFI, and our various BTRFS subvolumes. Cool. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, well, there's our Garuda install. Fantastic. Looks like a fun system to play around with. Thanks so much for watching. The Garuda team clearly worked super hard to bring you everything to make your installation as smooth and as useful as possible. Sure, there are some blemishes here and there, but this distro is still young and with much potential. Give it a spin and let me know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting this channel and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Until next time.